Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is me and my RV, and it's still kind of temporarily me and my broke down RV, but we've had some questions on is 50 amp. How does that work? How do these third-party batteries work with the BLUETTI RV5? And how does the 12 volt system incorporate into the BLUETTI RV5 that's 48 volt? We're going to show you how it's done, so let's get into it. So how does the BLUETTI RV5 work with the 50 amp service? So I came out here, this is our 50 amp plug. I use the 90 elbow because there's just so much weight when it's coming straight out, but we can hook up any kind of adapter, surge protector, however we want to do this. They make quite a few different adapters. A lot of people call them dog bones, but this is the concept behind how we're going to get the BLUETTI RV5 working with our 50 amp service. Just let you know that our 12 volt system does still work. Even kept the same old shut off that they got. But what I did was I purchased two bus bars, negative and a positive. The negative one, this goes to that little battery on the other side, and it connects to the negative that goes to the camper. And then this negative ground wire is the actual ground wire that comes from the camper off the frame into this bus bar. And then these two wires go into the system itself. This is the positive off of the battery that's over connected to the RV5, and it comes into this bus bar, and then those red wires come out to the actual unit, providing power to the 12 volt system, the BM Pro that we had moved. And this is just the backside of the RV5 and all of its goodness. Before I cover it up, let's start with just AC input and how the 50 amp service comes into the unit and goes out. So this here is my 50 amp AC grid power, generator power, anything that's coming in off of the plug that we had just shown you comes into this unit. So this unit only has 30 amp wire coming out of it. So it's got leg 1, neutral, and ground. Well, how does that work? It comes out of there and it goes in to a transfer switch. This transfer switch, just like if you had it hooked up to your generator, the wall outside, I have that coming in, and I have it in the generator side. Let my gimbal catch up here. Been kind of having a mind of its own the last couple days. What it's doing is it's coming in to the generator spot. Leg 1, the black, we got a white neutral wire and green ground. And what I do is I use a jumper wire, just one little wire that goes from the black line 1 and connects it to line 2. Your camper, RV, fifth wheel, can only handle 120 volts. So forget the 30 amp, 50 amp, it doesn't matter. It can handle 120 volts. That's how you can hook generators up to these transfer switches. You can hook it into 120 volts on your house, run it out to a dog bone that connects to a 50 amp plug and plugs into the side of your camper. So anybody who's telling you that you can't hook this unit into a 50 amp RV is lying to you. I even got the green light on showing you that it's working. And what's coming out is line 1, line 2, a neutral, and I don't know if you can see it down there, but I got a ground that it's hooked into. Transfer switch takes that and sends it over to the wire that's going into the panel, which in return is allowing me to run my AC. I can run the microwave at the same time, don't matter. Allows me to have all of my systems working. Lights, all that. So now let's cover this 48 volt battery. Before you start wiring this 48 volt system, make sure that all of your breakers are off. Any way that you can turn this battery off, if you have a golf cart type 51.2 volt battery, be sure to take some safety measures that you're not touching the ends together. 48 volts is no joke. It can hurt you. I'm not an electrician, just a guy that wanted a better system, but please be careful. That's why I like the server racks. I can actually turn them off and turn the breaker off while working on them. So to get these third-party batteries to work with the BLUETTI, you need to get a resistor. And that resistor, this one is a 10 ohm, 100 watt. They say you can go up to a 15 ohm, 300 watt. This is just the one I got. I also have a 10 ohm, 150 watt, just in case I needed it. But this wire on this momentary switch goes out around the wall, and I have it, this top wire right here that's coming out of the breaker. The second one with the resistor goes through the wall and comes down, and it's hooked in to this shutoff, creating a bypass to go around this shutoff. So when I'm turning it on, don't want to turn the shutoff on yet. I hold this momentary switch down for 5 seconds, which pre-charges the unit. The unit in the batteries, there isn't this big rush of power. We're taking care of it by slowly introducing some power and filling it up in here. After my 3, 4, 5 seconds, I hold that down. Then I flip this switch on, and then we get a unit that's inputting 1500 watts right now of solar and expelling 2000 watts because I got my air conditioner on, I got lights, I got all sorts of things going on in there. This is what they call as a thermistor. You need to buy the plug and the thermistor separate because the plug that comes on the thermistor is a little too small.
That's what she said.
Probably 50 cents, but we got it done for $8 because I had to buy 3 of the thermistors and I had to buy 20 of these plugs, and it might have been $8, $9. You spent this much money, I don't think $8, $9 is gonna make a difference. Once I did that and hooked up this thermistor and let it read some temperature and installed this little button, them together got rid of any fault. And I'm going to show you what happens when we unplug this. Unplug it real quick. We got a fault. So not only is the switch important to load the capacitors, this little guy, super important. Come on. Okay, we got to plug back in. No more faults. Turn my AC back on. Turn my DC back on. Gotta turn my air conditioner back on in there. I went the AC turned back on. How does the RV5 handle the 12 volt system that your camper still utilizes for the jacks and a few other components or items in your unit? So it has a dedicated out, DC out, comes through, goes into the battery, breaker, shut off. Now, if I don't switch this DC part on, it will not stay charged and will be a continual problem if that is off. So the DC button has to be depressed, light on, for this to stay trickle charged. So it will run my landing gear, help me get my furnace going, my refrigerator's 12 volt, all of that. A trickle charged, so it will run my landing gear, help me get my furnace going, my refrigerator's 12 volt, all of that. How do I run my generator? No different. You have a 50 amp plug on the other side that we got. We're gonna run it right into our generator. Turn that on, give it a little choke. So that 30 amp plug that's in that generator is running through a dog bone on the other side and coming into through my grid power. And look at my input, came way up. Output 700 watts, input 3600. I just turned the AC off, just dropped my output. Turn my AC on. I do have a soft start on my AC, but I'm not going to listen to this gas burning thing. Kind of a neat thing. Put it in the front of the camper, it works great. So what is the real reason for the 48 volt system and putting all this solar? I don't want to run this thing all the time. Run our air conditioner on battery power, solar power. This is the inverter. I don't know why it's on, but you can see that it's reading the 12 volt battery. 120 volts. Battery's reading 13.4. This BM Pro system only reads the 12 volt system. It does not read anything to do with the 48 volt system. I have a separate app for that. And we're actually gonna redo this section right here, and I'm gonna put 2 Android tablets next to it so I can monitor the other apps. But now that we got our lights on, this is the part that matters. I can run this microwave and air conditioner, lights. I can run this whole camper like it's my house off of 2 48 volt batteries. If you're liking the content, please let me know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, throw in a comment or two. Be more than happy to make some other videos of maybe some affordable 48 volt system options. Not everybody can afford 3, 4, 7, 8,000. I've heard of people spending $15,000 on some of these systems. That's craziness. Doesn't need to be like that. But let me know. Have a great week. Stay cool, and we'll see you out camping.